Today we are going to be chatting about setting goals for the next year and some things that have been happening lately in the studio.
Okay, this is Coffee Chat number 5.
Hey there and hello, this is Coffee Chat with Phoenix number 5. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to set some goals for my life and for the business in real time, so you can come along with me, set some goals, think about what you want to do in 2024, and all things New Year related. Before we get into goal setting mode, on the last coffee chat, I mentioned that I was preparing for the holiday recital, which happened this past Sunday, and everything went really well. But I do have a fun little story about a little fiasco that happened about a week before the recital. I got an email that said, "We're sorry, we've double booked the venue. You may not have your recital on December 10th. And after going through 24 different emotions, mostly panic, I composed an email back, which I think was kind yet firm, and said, "Here is a signed contract from 18 months ago where I reserved this date. Please make this happen for me. Thank you." And I waited, and I panicked, and I waited, and I panicked. And I realized this isn't the first time that this has happened to me. Although it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before a recital. Years ago, we were planning to have it at a nursing home, and they called me and they were like, "Yeah, you can't have it that day. The residents are making gingerbread houses," or something like that. I was like, okay. In that case, I had to just email everybody. I just accepted it at that point. But that was a few years ago. I want to say that was like maybe 5 to 7 years ago. I just emailed all the people. I was like, "Sorry, we can't have the recital on the date I put on the calendar. Let's find another date that works for everybody." So that's how that went years ago. Back to 2023, recital fiasco. Then I got a voicemail from another human at this lovely place where we had the recital. And he said, "Hi, I've been informed of your situation, and I would like to step in and help resolve this. Would you please call me back?" If you know me at all from previous coffee chats, you know that I don't do phone calls. I can't do phone calls. The anxiety that comes with either answering the phone or having to make a phone call. But I was like, this man wants to help me, and I need to call him. But in my mind, I'm like, what's he going to say? I was just panicking. So I called him back, and he was great. And he said, our artist in resident, because it's like an art gallery nonprofit, our artist in resident has to have a rehearsal that night because there's no other time. Could we have the space after 4 o'clock, which meant that I just had to move everybody's group up by like an hour, but I could still have it that day. And just everybody's group would be a little bit earlier. Not a big deal. I actually hadn't sent out the final times for everybody's group yet because this came up. So I was like, that's great. I can do that. We can do that. Thank you. So it all turned out beautifully. Everybody showed up. Everybody looked and sounded amazing. Here's some clips from the recital. It all worked out just lovely. So the lessons I've learned from this experience: 1, I've changed over the years. I have become more of a boss lady than I used to be. I used to just let anyone roll over me with, just like total people pleaser. And now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a badass bitch. So there's that. But a nice one. Mostly nice. Yes. And the other thing is, I'm so glad that I booked that date so far in advance and I got a signed contract. I think that helped me in this situation. Lesson number 3, a reminder: if you are a fire type like me, give those emails or phone calls a little breathing room before you respond, okay? Never email a customer or client, and never send a business email or make a business phone call if you are feeling elevated emotions. That's not gonna serve anybody. So wait a little bit, come back to it, and then the resolutions will start to present themselves. So all in all, it wasn't really a disaster, but I just wanted to share that story with you all. Maybe you have some recital fiasco stories that you could share in the comments. That would be really fun to read some other people's experiences. So did you have a recital this holiday season? If so, how did it go? Or do you have one coming up? If so, good luck. All right, let's move on to goal setting. So I was thinking about how to get to actionable steps without losing that dream big attitude. And I came up with this chart. At least I think I came up with it. If this looks familiar from a book or something and I'm just not remembering that I read it, comment down below. So we start with a big dream. And the big dream is like the reason that you're doing what you're doing. Now, this could be like a relationship or something in your personal life. It could be like health goals, you know? It could be business related, obviously. So this could be about your piano studio or your side hustle or whatever you are into. But start with the big dream, as big as you can muster. It can't be too big. It can't be too long term. There's no rules about it. And then you narrow it down to the goals. So this is like the direction. This is a tangible way to assess if you are on your way to your dreams, okay? And then we narrow it down further to the processes. So this is the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly grind. These are the things that we set in place in order to reach our goals and achieve our dreams. Okay, and then once you get your processes figured out, then you can come up with a plan so that from day to day, you are making tiny, tiny little steps towards those big dreams. All right, so you want to try this with me? If you want to print out the sheets that I made, click the link in the description. You don't have to like sign up for an email or anything. It's just a direct link to the downloadable PDF. You can print these off and follow along with me if you want, or if you just want to sip your drink and watch me do this for inspiration. More power to you. So we are feeling cozy vibes. As you can see, it's a little chilly. It's December. And I have my loose leaf green tea from a local coffee roaster. And they do tea as well. Collectivo Coffee, one of my favorites. Okay, so get yourself your favorite beverage. Maybe something warm and cozy. Maybe put a blanket around you, some slippers. Print out the PDF and your favorite pen. And let's dream. Let's come up with some goals for 2024. Okay, let's do this. The first page is just outlining the different areas of your life that you would want to either grow, maintain, or perhaps scale back. So I'm just going to brainstorm all of the different areas of my life that I want to address in one way or another in 2024. So far, these are all aspects of my business, but let's add some personal. And I think I'll stick with those. And now I'm going to go through and think about, do I want to give more attention to these areas, the same amount, or less? Now, if you're like me and you just want to go get them and circle grow for every single category, you might want to think about maybe where could you scale back or maintain. So for me, I would love to grow some social media presence in 2024, but the reality is I'm not going to have time to do that and really dedicate myself to these business ventures and then these personal goals. And so that's going to take a big back seat for the next year. Okay, moving on. The next page, we are going to copy these same areas here, and we are going to start dreaming. So this is the big dream. This is the reason that you're doing this thing in the first place. It is your ultimate motivation. It is perhaps the intangible ultimate dream that you have in all of these areas. Depending on how big your dreams are, these may be like very, very long term. You may be imagining yourself retiring on your own private island. Or if you are more of a realist, you might be envisioning yourself perhaps in 5 years, 2 years. So wherever you dream, wherever your thoughts go, just don't overthink this page too much. We're going to get much more tangible on the next part. So really just the first thing that comes to mind, like what would you consider successful in this area? Whatever comes to mind, write it down. There's no wrong answer here. For my lesson studio, I really want to grow this a little bit this year, but for the most part, I'm going to consider it maintaining. I would like it to run on its own more and more. I still want to teach lessons, but I want to teach fewer students and make more money doing it. That's the ultimate dream. With this YouTube channel, ultimately, I really want to build a big community of piano teachers. And for my blog, it's kind of the same thing, but I want to become a go-to spot for piano teacher info, resources, and inspiration. In my Teachers Pay Teachers store, I want this to become a sustainable, passive source of income. This, I want to put in the work now, and then I want to maintain it and have those resources sell for years to come. In my social media platforms, I would really just want to use those to continue to build the community of piano teachers that I envision. So I don't have any big dreams of being famous on any social media platforms. However, I do see it as a catalyst to the other things that I'm more passionate about, such as YouTube, my blog, and my resources on Teachers Pay Teachers. Okay, now the personal stuff. Ultimately, with my health and wellness, I would like to have lots of energy, to feel good, to be strong, to age gracefully. With spirituality, two things come to mind. I would love to be able to be a calm person, to be free from anxiety, and then the other thing is I would like to be able to manifest great things in my life. With my finances, I would love to achieve financial freedom, which I know that's kind of general, but again, general's okay for this page. We're going to get more specific. Financial freedom, to me, it brings to mind being able to pay all of my bills, have some savings, save for the future, have a little left over for some fun, to travel, and to not have to work 60 hours a week. So that's the dream page. Next, we are going to move on to the goals page. So this is the medium step in our 3-step process here. So we're narrowing things down. So we're going to copy the same areas here. And then over here, we're going to write, what is the goal? So this is, what direction are you headed in? So remember, this was the ultimate reason or your motivation for doing the thing in the first place. And then this is the direction you want to head in. This is a quantifiable assessment of if you're finding success in this area or not. So we haven't gotten to the actions quite yet, although these are going to be more tangible. All of the areas, once again, I am going to abbreviate the heck out of these. Well, kind of. Okay, so for the studio, in the next year, I would love to see $60,000 in revenue over the course of 2024. YouTube, it would be amazing. I said followers, I mean subscribers, you know what I mean, to get to 1,000 by the end of 2024. I think that that is possible. That would be really awesome. For the blog, I'm going to use the amount of sessions that I get on my website per month, which is a metric that ad agencies look at. Right now, I think I'm at like 250 sessions a month, so that would be a big increase in traffic as the blog grows. I think I might be losing this pen, so we are going to switch pens. So much for my favorite pen. How about we just go with Old Faithful here? Okay. For TPT, this one I'm really excited to see what happens in 2024. I would love to see $4,000 in revenue over the entire year. So right now, I don't really have anything to compare because I just started that shop in April. but that would be, I don't know, I can't do math right now. 4,000 over the course of the year. There we go. Okay, so for socials, I'm not looking to grow anything huge this year because I want to focus my efforts elsewhere. So on all of my social media platforms, it would be cool to just get my first 100 followers because I really don't have any. They're really pretty much at 0 right now. So, and that would include Facebook, which I literally just started my Facebook page like a couple weeks ago. Instagram, I've had for a while, but I don't do much with it. TikTok, I literally just started. And Pinterest. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. So yeah, go follow me on those platforms. Okay, for my health and wellness, what I would like, just be completely honest, I would like to lose 15 pounds over the course of 2024. Now, I hate weight loss and diet talk. I'm not about that life, but that is the easiest way to like quantify the changes I want to make. So I'll talk more about that on the next page, but don't come at me in the comments. Or do, that's fine. Okay, I would like to meditate is like the tangible spiritual change I would like to make. Is I've meditated in the past and I haven't been doing it lately and I want to be doing that. Finances, I have some debt right now. So if I could be debt free by the end of 2024 and have $1,000 in savings, like get my emergency fund back up, that would be amazing. So I feel like these goals are reaching, but not insane. So I think we're good with that. The next thing, now we're going to get really, really tangible. The processes. Goals are nothing if you don't have a way to achieve them. Even if I were to break this down into a monthly goal, it's still not anything that I can do because the money that comes in, I don't have direct control over. Another example, I don't have control over who follows me on YouTube. Bless your souls, those of you who have, but I can't go hold your hand and make you click the subscribe button. I keep saying followers, but I mean subscribers. But what I can do is I can upload videos and I can market my studio and find a new student for my other teacher. So that's where we're at here. We're gonna copy those same old areas. And the process is, this is the action that you will take. This is like the daily grind. So these are the habits you're gonna form. These are the changes you're gonna make. These are the things you're gonna let go. These are the things you're going to do. How are we gonna get here? Let's break it down. Copying the areas. I'm getting sloppier and sloppier. Okay. So for the studio, here are the two things that I'm going to do in 2024. One is I'm going to recruit 2 new students for my hired teacher. And I'm going to try to do that in January, right away in the new year. And then my personal students, I'm going to raise the rate a little bit. I'm going to wait till summer to do that. So June, my rate will go up. So those are the 2 things I'm going to do to just raise the revenue on the studio just a little bit, not anything crazy. All right. So YouTube, how do I get to 1,000 subscribers? Well, the thing that I can control is consistency. So I'm going to post at least one long video, long just meaning like 5 to 15 minutes, not crazy long, but and at least one short, so under a minute every week. And for my blog, similar to that, I'm going to post one article, one blog post per week, and I'm going to be consistent with that. For Teachers Pay Teachers, there's a couple things that come to mind, but the main thing is the way that I make money is by uploading new products that are seasonally relevant throughout the year. So I'm going to say if I can add 4 new products every month, then that should build up my shop. So I have something for every season. For my social media accounts, again, I'm just maintaining these right now. I'm not gonna go crazy in 2024. So I'm just gonna try to post on all of them once per week, which I know is not enough to grow. But again, I'm picking and choosing where I spend my time and effort. With my health, okay, a few things I'm thinking. I wanna get 8,000 steps per day. So right now I get like between 4,000 to 6,000 or 7,000. So just bumping it up a little bit. I know 10,000 is the recommended, but again, I'm just being realistic for consistency's sake. I would like to lift weights, let's say 3 times a week. And then the other thing I want to try is to do less sugar. So I've been thinking about doing like a 30-day no processed sugar to see how I feel after that. There we go. Okay, so for the meditation, I would like to do 5 minutes of meditation every day for the month of January. See how that goes, and then my next process will kind of stem from that if I can increase it from there. Finances, in order to get debt free, what I want to do is have a no spend January and February. So basically I only spend on things that are absolutely necessary to run my business and run my household. And then in March, I'll reevaluate and see if I was able to save up a little extra money. So those are my processes. So some of these are things that I can do right away on January 1st. Some of these are a little more like I got to do it every week for the entire year. So there is another page to this, which I won't fill out right here in front of you, but if you do download this and print it out, the last page is the plan. So if you need a little more tangible, like how do I implement this into my calendar, then you can list your areas again, look at your processes, and then flesh that out into a monthly action, weekly actions, and daily actions. So in some cases, this would be relevant. In some cases, not as much, but that might be helpful. And then you can take those daily, weekly, and monthly actions and plug them into whatever planner system you use. But yeah, that is our goal brainstorming for 2024. I love this because at the end of 2024, I'm going to look at all this and see where we're at. I'm very excited to see if I can reach all of my goals. I have lots of faith in myself, so I'm excited. All right, so whether you did that along with me or you were just chilling and watching and listening, best of luck figuring yours out. I am planning on doing a more official YouTube video, posting that next week on goal setting for your business. So this is like a just between you and me. That was a little vulnerable to let you know about my personal goals as well. But if you're more interested in like breaking down the business side of things, like your piano studio or whatever your music related business is, then look for a video next week in a more official capacity. In the comments, give me one topic you would love to see me cover on this channel in 2024. And I can't wait to see you there. Our next coffee chat is going to be in 2024. All right. So long for now. Happy holidays. And so it is not, it's not very hot anymore, but I'm still going to drink it and it's going to taste delicious.